What do people try to hide but is clearly obvious? Looking at men's bulges. Being celibate gets rough sometimes, and I had a bad tingle spell and looked at the crotch of every male co-worker including my boss, who noticed and started being nicer to me afterwards. I was told his marriage was troubled, so perhaps he liked the attention of female eyes on his dick parent, I don't know. He looks average, which works for me. A-okay. And that you're on your mobile while driving. Unless you've just had a brand new penis installed between your legs, there's no other reason for you to be looking down on your lap and smiling while you drive. At least have the decency to pretend to watch the road when you pass other traffic before smiling at your crotch again. Drinking. I can tell who's a functioning alcoholic pretty quickly. Not a skill I like to admit. My count is 5 guys at my work, so far. They think they're fooling people with smoking covering their fresh alcohol breath because they've chopped off at lunch. But I can still smell it. Pooping. My son is 7 and already tries to hide it. If he's at a friend's house or something, he'll come to me and whisper that he has to poop, and I have to make a diversion or something. Everyone poops. And it's not normalized for no reason whatsoever. A toxic work environment. You can see it right from the interview, or on the first day of work. Every time I talk to someone who just quit their job due to toxic environment, I ask them about their first. There is almost always a sign they overlooked, that they are mostly just repeating things that others have pounded into their heads. And afraid or frantic about things that trusted people have told them is a huge problem, but they don't really feel it is. Alcohol use disorder. At least it is to me, as someone in recovery and now an addictions counselor. The puffy, red face, the bloodshot eyes, the slight scent of alcohol, the shakiness and sweating, etc. Complexes. In most cases, the complexes of other people are obvious, but how they try to hide it. Even a rude man will try to behave as if he is not tired after a run or other physical exertion. My boss has a huge crush on me and she tries her best to hide it, but we all know. She got really salty about me going out to a platonic lunch with one of my female co-workers. The effect they have. If someone is being shady, they may get some degree across and come off smelling like roses, but nothing can mask the effect it has on other people. Faking confidence. Super obvious. It makes me less sensitive to people who are rude or starting any problems because I know it's just whatever darkness is inside them. Having red hair. I've known people who dye their hair and then try to deny having red hair, but it's pretty easy to tell. Something about the way the pigments work. Emotions. There are a few times where you definitely can, but for the most part it's very clear that they're trying to mask what they're truly feeling. Steroid use. When every Instagram fitness influencer claims to be 100 natty and yet has a physique that would make a Greek god vomit with envy. If you're in a low mood, you can be sad, tired, stressed, or burnt out. I can tell when you're feeling not so much yourself when you talk to me. A bad relationship. Your friends are almost never surprised when the split happens, they were just polite enough not to say it. Smoking pot. I sometimes wonder if they are just desensitized to the smell. Non-pot smokers can smell it from like 30 feet away. When they're on drugs and they thought they're so smart that no one knew, but in fact everyone knows. Yeah, keep denying it. Men in the friend zone acting like they don't want to smash. Women know men only engage with women they find desirable. Lol. People who smoke cigarettes and then chew gum, use mouthwash etc. to try and hide it. I smell your minty lies. Spills and stains on the shirt from lunch. You hand awkwardly over one spot on your shirt has me suspicious. As a former fat kid that used to swim in shirts, fat people hiding their guts in wet skin cleaning shirts. When someone is incredibly similar to you but they feel the need to do everything better than you. Looking at boobs. Men think they are giving a sneaky glance, but there is nothing sneaky about it. Whether or not they are emotionally neglecting you. And sucking in your stomach to seem thinner. That they still think they're right and are just apologizing to get you to stop being mad at them. Smokers. Tobacco and pot. We can always smell you way before we can see you. You can't hide it. Trying to hide being drunk, drinking on the job, we can smell the alcohol from 10 feet away. Their resentment. Then they act all surprised when they get blocked for displaying such. When they don't like you judging you. Even if their face is stoic, the eyes don't lie. Lamau. According to the woman who did officiate my wedding, the love between my wife and myself, the soft side. Bro, you know you acting like a girl when you chilling by yourself as well. When your balls get stuck to the inside of your thigh. We all know what that dance is. Currently my hyperdigestive system that had me going to the bathroom 500 times a day. That their marriage is falling apart. Your Instagram posts aren't fooling anyone. Baldness. It's amusing the lengths people will go to hide their insecurities. Self-harm wounds or scars on arms. legs and waist that's clearly hidden. As a male, adjusting my junk. Sometimes, discredit isn't going to happen. That they didn't study and magically got practically the highest grade. I try to hide my gut when I sit, but it's very clear that it doesn't help. The random high school math class boner. Like, why here? Why now? Smoking weed or tobacco. Anyone who doesn't smoke can smell it. Smoking. It's literally not possible to hide from a non-smoker. Insecurity. Just look at Ronald Domp. He's the best example. Farts. It's like, you're the only other person here, Greg. When they've had alcohol or stayed up late the night before, their sexual attraction to me. Don't even try to hide it. If my 2-year-old nephew has any indication, poopy diapers, that they're unsticking their ballsack from their leg. How many times they masturbate daily. We all know, it's the voices that are making people stay inside.